Welcome back, and let's react to the new Idol track, HWAA. Now, I was going to say that I haven't actually listened to an Idol track since Lion, but I've lied because I did listen to Oh My God, but I did not listen to Dum Dee Dum Dee. There was just something about the name of it that just didn't pull me in, and then I just never got back around to doing it. I don't know. But regardless, they're back with a new thing, and I'm intrigued by the concept from what I've heard, just kind of like burning and all of that. Idol has always been a group that's been kind of really more about style and aesthetic and all of that. Not entirely that different from Dreamcatcher, but because several of the members are ones who write the songs, usually all the time, I don't know about that part, then they really have a feel about which path they want to take. And while it's not necessarily the same type of darker and rock-edged that Dreamcatcher do, there's certainly something to be said for the fact that it's edgier than a lot of what we would call K-pop. But it's effective. They're not usually that story heavy with the actual MVs. It's more about little blips that give the message, so it's symbolistic rather than actually cinematic. But the visuals are usually pretty good, so that's kind of what I'm expecting out of this. So let's see if I'm right. Okay, yeah, really quick, changing the seasons. And now we're into ice, which the sound of it is very like that. Okay. Oh, I don't like her hair. I guess just say I like the hair. I don't like the hair with her particular face shape. They're doing some really interesting things with colors here. There's so much light that it's kind of washing out their faces, but then the contrast is being brought up so that the colors really just kind of burst forward, these blues and reds. Okay. Okay, so we got fire. This one means multiple things, doesn't it? My Korean is... Okay. Okay, so we did go literally from ice to fire. Okay, that was really interesting. I'm sure a lot of you are probably familiar with the idea of a controlled burn, so that you do set fire to something so that it raises the area to make way for new things to grow better. And that felt like a lot of the message of this particular song, the way that HWAA meant from meaning fire to meaning flower. And the other lyrics kind of transitioned that same way too, into going from burn it down to build it back up. Again, there wasn't really like a story, but there were these elements, these individual little blips that were symbolistic. So the being in the nest, the drinking tea, all of these things that on their own are emblematic of kind of just aesthetic, but combined together create this, I don't know, informal vibe. So it's more than just about the visual. It is about the way that that feeds into everything about the song. I don't know that I loved the song a ton. It feels like it might grow on me. I think I liked Lion a lot better, to be one of those ones that's strong but maybe not like a bop. I don't know. But regardless, I think that regardless of anything else, I do think that stylistically overall between both the song and the MV, it's a really good comeback. It says a lot about where they're trying to go, which is, I guess, kind of a deeper direction. And again, they've always been a group to do that. It's never been about, I'm going to sing about, oh my gosh, I met this boy on the bus and he was super cute, but how do I know if he's into me? It's such a thing for these sort of young K-pop groups. And Idol has only been around since like 2018. So they're not really like ancient by any means. But they are more established than certain other groups. I would put them probably still 4th gen, because I'd hate to think of them being the last dragging bits of 3rd gen. Now that I think about it, I do think that I actually like this song better than Let It Down. Not as well as Lion, not as well as Oh My God. I do obviously still need to listen to Dum Dee Dum Dee, and I do like it better than Senorita. So, yeah. Idol has never been like my favorite group. Their aesthetic is just not quite my aesthetic. But it's very difficult to watch them do things and not appreciate what they're doing. They are definitely forging their own path, and part of that is what this seems to be about. Going, here are those preconceived notions, and we're just going to move right on through. And I hope that they do, because I like them going in this direction. It may not be everything that I want out of a song, but we need variety. I don't feel like anybody should ever like every K-pop song. You're not obligated to. They don't all sound alike, and by being human beings, We're allowed to have our likes and our dislikes and apply those to the media that we consume. So it's really good to expose yourself to more, so that maybe you find out things that you do like or don't like that you weren't even aware of before. And if everything is the same all the time out of various groups, it kind of leads you into settling, I guess. If there's no innovation, then everything just sort of stays the same and you don't progress to things that are even better. It doesn't need to be grand amounts of innovation to still be changing things, because innovation breeds more innovation. One person can see a change happen, and then that will inspire them to also create change. So by having groups like Idol who do things differently, it does let other groups do things differently even more in the future. Because we have so many groups now who, they're not completely alike, but they are variations on a theme. There are so many sort of girl crush groups right now. And while you're not necessarily going to say, oh, that one's trying to be Blackpink, oh, that one's trying to be 2NE1, in a lot of ways, they're still all trying to be each other. They are scrambling for their place in the order of things and not necessarily always finding one. So we need to encourage an environment in K-pop where it does allow for this distribution of ways that groups can be. So Idol is not girl crush. They're not, girly or anything like that. They are sort of their own thing. They're eclectic. And again, I don't have to love their songs to appreciate the place that they have in K-popdom. The things that they have brought have made the groups that I do love better for it. Yeah. So, yeah, again, the visuals for that were amazing. I would have preferred just a little bit more actual story element bits in there, because we kind of almost got some with the nest and the birds, but it never quite passed over into it. Well, that's all for HWAA. So if you would like to follow me on Twitter, you can do so here. You can do all of the stuff right here, including commenting down below to tell me what else you'd like me to react to. And, in the description box is a link to my Patreon if you want to follow me for album reviews and that kind of stuff on there. Alright, see you in the next video.